The Sullivan brothers were 5 brothers from Waterloo, Iowa, who served together on the light cruiser USS Juneau. They were all killed in action during and shortly after its sinking around November 13, 1942. On Saturday, March 17, 2018, the wreckage of the USS Juneau was discovered off the coast of the Solomon Islands by the expedition crew of research vessel Petrel, owned by Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen. The 5 brothers, the sons of Thomas and Aletta Sullivan of Waterloo, Iowa, were George Thomas Sullivan, 27, gunner's mate 2nd class. Francis Henry Frank Sullivan, 26, coxswain. Joseph Eugene Joe Sullivan, 24, seaman 2nd class. Madison Abel Matt Sullivan, 23, seaman 2nd class. Albert Leo Al Sullivan, 20, seaman 2nd class. The brothers left a sister, Genevieve, who served in the waves. The Sullivans enlisted in the U.S. Navy on January 3, 1942, with the stipulation that they serve together. The Navy had a policy of separating siblings, but this was not strictly enforced. The Sullivans were not the only brother sailors on board the ship. At least 30 sets of brothers served on the Juneau, including the 2 Rogers brothers from New Haven, Connecticut. Juneau participated in a number of naval engagements during the months-long Guadalcanal campaign beginning in August 1942. Early in the morning of November 13, 1942, during the naval battle of Guadalcanal, Juneau was struck by a Japanese torpedo and forced to withdraw. Later that day, as it was leaving the Solomon Islands area for the Allied rear area base at Espiritu Santo with other surviving U.S. warships from battle, the Juneau was struck again, this time by a torpedo from the Japanese submarine I-26. The torpedo likely hit the thinly armored light cruiser at or near the ammunition magazines, and the ship exploded and quickly sank. Captain Gilbert C. Hoover, commanding officer of the light cruiser USS Helena, and the senior officer present afloat of the battle-damaged us task force, was skeptical that anyone had survived the sinking of Juneau and believed it would be reckless to look for survivors, thereby exposing his wounded ships to a still lurking Japanese submarine. Therefore, he ordered his ships to continue on towards Espiritu Santo. Helena signaled a nearby US B-17 bomber on patrol to notify Allied headquarters to send aircraft or ships to search for survivors. 8 days after the sinking, 10 survivors were found by a PBY Catalina search aircraft and retrieved from the water. The survivors reported that Frank, Joe, and Matt were all killed instantly. Al drowned the next day, and George survived for 4 or 5 days before suffering from delirium as a result of hypernatremia. Aletta participated in the launching of a destroyer, USS the Sullivans, named after her sons. Thomas and Aletta Sullivan toured the country promoting war bonds and asked that none of their sons died in vain. As a direct result of the Sullivans' deaths, the U.S. War Department adopted the sole survivor policy. The Navy named 2 destroyers the Sullivans to honor the brothers, USS the Sullivans, DD 537, and USS the Sullivans, DDG 68. DD 537 was the first American Navy ship ever named after more than one person. The motto for both ships is, "We stick together." That's all for today. See you in another video.